Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Castle Case and Clones Vlogcast, where we discuss all of the Disney issues of the day. We'll wait a few seconds to see if anybody joins chat. But if you are here, let us know by typing something in the chat. Oh, we've got Kieran. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
And just as people come in, let us know when you're coming in. But we'll go ahead and start this little puppy here. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Avengers Campus costuming, the Eternals, a real lightsaber, and more. We are Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. I am Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich.
Hello.
So I heard that you went to a little place called Disneyland.
Yeah, it's a small little startup park.
Small little park there.
So I went to Disneyland on May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day. I have a video up. What I did realize is that, man, I wanted to take a better video, but I was more caught up in my time there, right? Because it's the first time
I thought your video was great.
Oh, there's things I missed. I realized, I never showed, actually Doc Ondar. Going into Doc Ondar's. I didn't go to the Droid Depot.
Right.
There's things I forgot to do, or footage I forgot to get, because I was more concentrating on just the fact that I was there, basically.
Right.
And I was working with a new kind of setup and stuff, but yeah, you can catch the video. I'll link it.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Definitely
But
do the link.
It was fun. I was by myself because no one I knew could go on a Tuesday, and the rest of the Castles, Capes, and Clones crew picked different days.
I know. If I could have been there, I would have.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
yeah.
It's one of those things like it's Tom's birthday in a couple days, week, 2. And so he's going there then, and then you wanted to wait till Avengers Campus
Open, yeah.
So, I wanted to be there on Star Wars Day, so we just went on our different days.
Yeah.
But it was weird, at the same time familiar, because I used to go there really every other day. In 2019 and beginning of 2020. But, I remember going to Disneyland when I first moved here back in, when did I move here? 2004? 2005, I think?
Was it?
Yeah, I've been here for 16 years already.
Wow.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. That is.
Right? And back then, they didn't have, the annual passes where... Well, I don't think they had even different tiers. I think just one pass. And you had to pay for it in advance, so there's no payment plan. So not a lot of people did it.
Right.
And, when you went back then, especially if you went on a weekday, the place is empty.
Yeah.
I remember my sister and I went, and we went on everything. And we also spent way too much time in Interventions. That's when Interventions is where what's it called now? It's
the Launch Bay.
Launch Bay, yeah.
Yeah.
They had weird future home activities and stuff, but not super future, because every time they try to do a future thing, at some point it catches up. And then it just becomes and here's a TV you can get at Best Buy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Whenever you went in there, it's okay, this feels like
it's experience this home theater of the future, and it's no, that's really, you need to go to the Best Buy.
Right.
Get that stuff. I mean, there were like a couple things where it was kind of cool. So I remember that's why we spent hours there because there was like some weird activities we were doing until we realized we were there way too long. But
Yeah,
I walked onto a lot of the rides. Like obviously the ones in
that's
Star Wars
awesome.
Land because it was Star Wars Day. No, even then wasn't that bad. Like I waited longer to get into Doc Ondar's, which is a shop there, than I did
Nice.
to get on the Millennium Falcon.
Wow.
Yeah, and like, you know, the first, after I got my Ronto app, I got called to go to the Rise of Resistance. 'Cause I had a virtual queue spot,
Mm-hmm.
but of course, the true experience is that ride breaks down a lot, and it broke down on me in the Stormtrooper room.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
so
So what did you have to do?
so they scanned my ticket and they said come back when it's up again, which I did
Yeah.
later. But then I went to like Big Thunder Mountain, walked on, pretty much.
How did they bring you back to Batu?
Um, you just walked through a
A
corridor,
magical portal.
magical, this magical.
You went
Star,
through hyperspace.
yeah, Star Trek transporter.
Yes.
Immersion. But
uh,
I got to go on it later, which you'll see in the video. But I did
yeah.
all the things I wanted to do. It's weird. So the Haunted Mansion, there's two ways you can get into the building now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because when I got there, they were like, when I got towards like a certain point, they asked me, they're like, "Oh, are you okay with walking down 15 flights of stairs?" I'm like, "Sure." And then they're like, "Would you be okay with missing the or skipping the stretching room?" I'm like, "No," because I'm like, "What? I haven't ridden this ride for over a year. It's one of my favorite rides. I'm gonna experience the whole thing as much as I can."
Now, how did they get you downstairs though?
So,
Did they?
in the queue where there's like the back wall where there's a door,
Uh huh.
that's where you go through. There's like a
That's it.
on the back wall in the queue towards the back of the queue, right? There's like a wall of like tombs,
Yeah.
and then there's like a stairway that goes down, and there's a door at the end of it. That's where.
No, no, I mean, how do you go down in the stretching room?
What do you mean?
Do you, like normal?
Yeah, everything was normal.
Okay, because
Just
I know in Walt Disney World, you just walk through it because you don't actually go down in theirs. Theirs is just kind of like an experience. Right.
uh,
Yeah, rather than it actually taking you downstairs.
so that means ours is better
Yeah.
because we still do
Yeah,
the
ours
whole
is.
thing. Like it's weird because like the only, I mean, you know how it is. Like usually at the places that ride's crowded. They like shove people in there like cattle. But
Yeah.
they only have like 5 groups in there.
Yeah,
Not
that's why they want people to go into the back.
Yeah, because then it gets more people on at
Hmm.
the same time. So I understand it, and people did go, but I was like, nah, I'll wait. So the wait was a little bit longer for that, but I'm still talking like less than 20 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
So, um, I saw the new stuff there. The portrait is kind of in the
Okay.
room with the where you get on the doom buggies.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean everything. A lot of YouTubers, comment that everything looks fresher, like cleaner and brighter.
Yeah.
It does, but I'm not sure if it's because we haven't seen it for like, for like a year and a half almost, right?
Right.
Because it does look like it's bright and whatever, but
They probably did brighten it up,
right,
a little bit. And
yeah,
I know that a lot of people had remarked about the iridescent um, paint on Tomorrowland. Like, did that exist before or not? And I
yeah.
don't think it did. I think that they painted it.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, but all in all, it was cool. The only thing that bummed me out was like, I usually get all the Star Wars May the 4th merchandise they have.
Hmm.
And, like, usually they'll have like these photo ops and stuff you can do.
Yeah.
None of that was at Disneyland at all. Like
Right.
they have an actual Disneyland or Star Wars land, and you wouldn't know. The only reason why you know it's Star Wars Day is because there's a lot of people wearing Star Wars clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, in Star Wars Land itself, there's nothing to that says anything about Star Wars Day. Tomorrowland really had nothing. Even merchandise wise, nothing was in the park, and that's kind of what annoyed me, because the only place you can get that merchandise is if you're lucky enough to be on their website at like 8 something one morning,
right,
and reserve a spot to get that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what's annoying is that there's a lot of people who went and bought tickets for Disneyland. You know, that's $150 to $180, and there's nothing. Where people who were just lucky to be on the website at like 8 in the morning, got to go and buy the merchandise for free.
Right, exactly.
Right,
that's crazy.
Like I understand maybe some of like the lightsabers set, which is cool looking, the Leia and Luke lightsaber.
Yeah,
set, and because it's limited and whatever, but like T-shirts and like mugs and stuff, pins, like, you know, you have a whole land devoted to it,
right?
You know? And we paid, so let us pay you more.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't. Like, they should have had more merchandise, more. I don't know. It's sad.
I mean, I ended up buying the stuff, but I had bought it from home when I got home, and I went on Shop Disney and whatever. So.
Oh, you got it?
I mean, I got like the shirt I usually get in the pin.
Darn it! I didn't know that they had it on Shop Disney.
Yeah, and apparently the Luke and Leia saber was on Shop Disney as well, but
was it?
I was at the park, so it's not like, yeah, because it was only limited to 3,000 pieces. So from what I hear, 3,000 or 1,000 were at Disney World, 1,000 were at the event in Disney, in downtown Disney, and then 1,000 were online, and they all sold out in like minutes.
Yeah.
So
Kira says true. Gotta include May the 4th merch in the actual park. Definitely. And Christian Cardenas says Magic Bands. Hello, Christian.
Hello. I kind of wish we had Magic Bands here.
I was opposed to them before, but having watched them in action, I kind of wish that we did too. But I think it would probably, for us, it would be more confusing. Although you could, like, you know, if they had a back end where you could add credits to your Magic Band, I think that would be kind of cool.
I mean,
or paying things and stuff like that.
You can do that
instead of getting.
World.
Yeah. Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can tie your credit card to your Magic Band. Use it to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do
I
that.
think that because a lot of times I'm trying to get my annual pass out, and I'm trying to get my credit card out, and it would be just so cool to just go bing.
Yeah.
Magic Bands themed on May the 4th were awesome. Oh, I didn't see the Magic Bands. Did you?
No, because we don't. Like I said, we don't have them at Disneyland. They only have them in Disney
Walt
World.
Disney World, right?
Though I think you can get them on Shop Disney as well, but since it's not a thing here, it's not really in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of two things. It's good and bad, because then I would just start collecting Magic Bands.
Right.
And that's a whole nother set of awesomeness of competing with Disney collectors.
Right.
It's not pins or ears or the freaking Minnie Mouse stuff, the Stitch things.
Right.
It's all.
What does the pin look like?
You know what? I don't even know.
You're just like, oh, I'm just fine.
I went to Shop Disney, like, there's the pin. Boom. Yeah. I like the shirt, though. The shirt was like a rebel and a stormtrooper
Mm-hmm.
and whatever. I can't remember, but it looked cool. I think. I think.
I want the Endor Starbucks mug.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go off screen for a second. I want to show you something.
Please hold. So, what's going on with the people out there? Any interesting tidbits? Here he comes back.
I did get one thing there.
Yeah.
I forgot to show this on because the last thing I did is I went to Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
So I got the Endor.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
I got the Endor mug.
I hope that they have them when they go.
There are a lot. The one I wanted was Batu. I did not see that one.
Oh really?
Yeah. So this one, the Batu one, and this one is the one I wanted.
Yeah.
So at least I got this one.
Nice.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they have them. I'm hoping that they have them when they go.
I did get something. I totally forgot. At the park.
Yeah.
Yay! I gave mine to Starbucks.
They did raise the price of the lightsabers, right? Did they?
But $20, I think.
Oh, $20. Okay.
I think it used to be like $199. I think now it's $219.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not.
Sorry, I've got barking dogs. Hold on. Shh, quiet. You listen to me. You listen to me. So can you get the Leia lightsaber
by itself?
By itself, yeah.
No, it's a limited edition. I mean, I don't know if they'll release it by itself. And I
hope they do.
I hope they do. I mean, like the set's cool, mostly because of the box, right?
Yeah.
Because when you open the box, it plays the Leia version. The princess theme from Rise of Skywalker. That's the same thing, but it's like a different.
Really.
Different, like it's a slower and like almost like more ethereal sound to it. So it was I can't think it's called The Princess Returns or something like that. Is what the musical piece is called from Rise of Skywalker. So, I mean it is the Force theme basically, but it's just arranged just a little differently, I think.
Right.
So, I mean that's cool, and it's it's wrapped the same way that Rey wraps them when she buries them in Tatooine. But yeah, one of the things like I want it, but I don't because like I already have a Luke, Anakin, Rey saber behind me, and yeah, that one's like the reforged version. But I'm like, if I'm gonna spend money on another saber, I want something that looks like a different saber. Right. Rey's new one,
Yeah.
But yeah. Hopefully they'll sell it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was fun.
All right. Well, cool. I can't wait to go on 7th and 8th of June. Not tomorrow. I wish. I wish it were tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Right. 7 days of June. But I just can't wait to. I mean, I've seen shots of the Quinjet from the Guardians of the Galaxy side, and man, I know I'm just gonna start weeping when I see it up close and personal. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with the news. In Disney news, we actually only have a couple stories, and they're kind of not necessarily classic Disney news, but we'll go ahead through them. Cameron Manheim is joining Big Shot on Disney Plus, the John Stamos show, in a recurring role, but we don't know what that role is, and I'm not watching the show. But I thought I like Cameron Van Heim, and I thought,
Oh yeah.
let's just go ahead and throw that in there. If you have any comments you want to say, or otherwise we can just move on.
I mean, I want to watch that show, but
I do too. It's on my list. That and Big Ducks, Mighty Ducks.
Big Ducks.
Yeah, Big Ducks. that's a sequel.
I think I'm just gonna wait until the season's over and then I'll watch it in one shot. Because I always forget. Like, I don't watch a lot, so I think we've established that on this show. That I just don't have a lot of time to watch shows.
Yeah.
But I feel like I usually can find like a day just to like, all right, I'm gonna watch this one because I do want to watch the Mighty Ducks. So
yeah,
because I know I now know that like some of the older Ducks do make an appearance. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Right. All right. Well, Disney Plus has announced that Good Morning America and ABC News co-anchor Robin Roberts will host a show called Turning the Tables with Robin Roberts, which is going to be a 4-episode series on Disney Plus that is conversations with female celebrities from all walks of life. And I think that's a great. I love Robin Roberts. I think that she's had such a tremendous story and of survival, and she's a really good person to host such a show like this. And so I'm looking forward to seeing this show. I'm going to watch it.
Was she one of the legends when we were there last?
I think she was.
Okay, so I'm remembering that right, because I know she had a bit on one of the other Disney Plus, like I forget what show it is, but like there's like little snippets of different jobs at Disney, and she was one of them.
Yes, yeah.
I think is that the Day in the Life or something like that?
Day in the Life, yeah. Day in the Life, yeah.
So I can't remember if it was like that or I saw her get a legend thing, and if we were there.
I'm pretty sure she did. If she didn't, then she needs to get one.
Yeah, I feel like she is. I feel like she is a Disney legend.
She's been around forever,
right? And
like I said, she's just had a tremendous story of survival. She had cancer, fought her way back, and I remember, I think she said that she was on the day that she heard that she had cancer. Was the day that she was going to interview Barack Obama for the first time.
I remember the story.
Yeah, and I think that's what she told that.
Yeah.
At the Disney Legends.
Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah.
And the dog agrees.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I wouldn't be able. to do it.
No.
Yeah.
That's why she's.
That's why she's Robin Roberts. Yep. Yeah. Robin freaking Roberts.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's move on to Marvel news.
Marvel.
Yeah. So I don't know if people in the audience were able to see this, and hopefully Richard can post a link to this. But they released this kind of featurette that had a glimpse of what's to come in the Marvel universe with the Eternals and what's we call why am I blanking all of a sudden? Black Widow, Shang-Chi, the Eternals. They gave the title of Black Panther as Black Panther Wakanda Forever. The Marvels, which I'm assuming is going to be Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel.
Well, if you look at the logo, it's the the Marvel's written the way Captain Marvel's is, and then the
Right, and
S
the S.
is Ms. Marvel's, but in the middle of it is also Monica Rambeau, the photon,
Nice.
is there too. So
Yeah,
it's all three of them, I believe.
yeah. So that's awesome.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so they gave all kinds of dates, but the thing that gave me goosebumps was Stan Lee's narration at the beginning, and it's like listening to Walt Disney just talk about something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think like listening to that, and then not only did they play like some of the end game, but they had the audience reaction part.
The audience reacting, yeah, and that was really thrilling.
For whatever reason, it always gets me emotionally. So,
yeah. Definitely.
But they definitely know how to tease some, like like the parts with the Eternals was so short, but yet that whole video seemed very impactful.
Yeah, it definitely did.
And there was a lot in that, like in that little bit. We learned the titles of 2 movies: Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and the Marvels, which we did not know before.
Yeah.
And then we got to see some of the Eternals. Not a lot, but it's one of those. It's one of those movies where I wasn't sure what was even going to look like. You know what I mean? Like the concept of them, I'm not familiar with them, but I'm like, I just really didn't know what to expect. From it.
They come from Jack Kirby,
right?
And he's got a very colorful style. This looks more earth tone, but that's Chloe Zhao.
Yeah.
Academy Award winning Chloe Zhao.
Nomadland fame.
Nomadland fame.
Yeah.
Right out of the Academy Award. So I'm excited to see what she brings to the table, and hopefully this movie will be, as good as it looks.
Yeah, I mean, like from what you're looking at, like in the trailer, they're mostly, those characters, but they look like they're on Earth, and they look normal, right?
Yeah.
But then you see like a small snippet of Angelina Jolie with like a sword or something, and then that looks like, okay, that's definitely not like Earth-like, or like there's just like a different vibe to it. So
yeah,
I think kind of like in Doctor Strange, it's gonna get is it Ditko who did Doctor that cosmic weird
that look. Magical
right. I think when we see the Eternals in whatever, I'm guessing their comic book look, that's when we're gonna see the Kirbiness.
Yeah, right? I think so.
Yeah. So
I can't wait.
It's weird. Like it's a title. I was like, okay, because I'm like, I don't know anything about them at all. Like I was more excited for Guardians because I'm like, what? I need to see a raccoon talk.
Yeah.
On screen, I need to see this.
Yes.
But the Eternals, I just have no clue who they are.
Right.
It's kind of how like I feel about DC and the New Gods. I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know them, but I'm like,
Right.
But
it's so true though. But Marvel has a good track record of taking crazy concepts, WandaVision, and making it work. So,
right.
I think that this is going to be. I think it's going to be really cool if they can get it off the ground. Like I think that they can.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, definitely if you have not watched this trailer, not trailer. It's like a
I don't know what to call it.
Or a sizzle reel.
And I think the title of it's like Marvel Celebrates the Movies.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I'll leave a link
Definitely.
in the playback. You'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
The links.
All right. So moving on, there have been new set photos that offer the first look of Iman Vilani as Ms. Marvel, and she looks fantastic. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it looks like Ms. Marvel.
Mm-hmm. She looks like Ms. Marvel, and I'm trying to figure out what that she's doing dressed as
Captain
what's her
Marvel.
name? Captain Marvel. Now I know in the comic books she does transform herself into Captain Marvel at first before she can figure out what her powers are. So she's actually able to shapeshift, even though she doesn't really do it much in the comic books. But so that's what I'm curious to see, what that scene is all about. What
because I think she's like a fan of hers. It looks like she's either dressed as
like
her
a super fan
as like a costume party thing or something.
Yeah.
I think is going to be similar. Like she's a fan of hers, so she idolizes her. So that's probably why.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So.
Well, she definitely looks better in her actual costume.
Well, yeah, because like it looks like someone who went to Comic-Con but didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
but she looks great.
Better than anything I can do. But her costume, like it literally looks like the comic book version of her. So
yeah,
that comes out this year. Ms. Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the next after Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So probably like November-ish.
Right. I think so.
That'd be awesome.
Boy, God, it's so crazy to think.
All right.
Yeah.
Boy. Like if they told you right before Iron Man came out, the one that their plan was, we're gonna make all these movies and then we'll culminate into the Avengers, and like just that idea alone was like crazy.
Yeah.
And now it's like we've gone past the Avengers. We've had 4 Avengers movies. Countless like normally what you call like C-list heroes and stuff, right? Being so like now like A-list movies.
Yeah.
Never thought we'd see Captain Marvel. Never thought we'd see Rocket and Groot.
Right.
Never thought we'd see Mysterio.
I never thought that I'd see Wanda and Vision married at one point.
Let alone like, the start of some of the Young Avengers. Here we are.
Yeah.
All I need now is Beta Ray Bill. Make it happen.
Yeah, I know.
Taika.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
All right.
And on that day I will scream my head off.
All right.
All right. Well, Marvel Studios' Loki is going to debut on June 9th on Disney Plus. Now, why is that different from what we've been talking about? Because we had been talking about June 5th. Well, now, thanks to again, I don't know what you call it. This is reel or a trailer or teaser or whatever.
Yes.
Wednesdays are the new Fridays, according to Loki. This show is going to come out on Wednesdays. And I think that's great. I mean, it's great to, like, switch it up a little bit and not have everything be on Fridays.
I'm just trying to think of my work schedule and what happens on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. And
No,
on
you're not.
Tuesday evenings.
It should be good. Wednesday's a slower day.
Yeah.
Well,
they're-
right now it's a slower day. Like, I don't think it's gonna be slow
right.
later. But all right. So to my employees that are watching right now,
We got Angel, Laura.
Wednesdays are gonna be. I'm gonna be tired.
Yeah.
Don't ask me any questions on Wednesday. Or ask me questions and I'll be like, sure, go ahead, do that.
How's it going, Angel? Is it Angel or Angel? Well, we'll find out. Okay. So Marvel's Blade is getting a start date, summer 2022, and a director search has begun. And we hadn't heard a lot about Blade. Like, they didn't bring it up in the sizzle reel, but
Right.
apparently that's because it's still, going to be in production. It's not in production yet.
Right. Yeah, I wonder how that world is going to be introduced into the bigger picture.
Yeah.
There's a theory, and I can't remember what it was, that tied to one of the shows. I think it was Falcon and Winter Soldier somewhere, then Madripoor and something, but who knows? But we are going to get vampires into the Marvel Universe, and sure, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, he's a member of the Avengers in the comics, so.
But I mean, like, that world of vampires, right? Like,
right.
I say, let's make vampires great again.
Yeah.
Why
not?
After sparkly vampires, let's make them scarier again. And
yeah, they had, like in the comics, they had a whole thing with Dracula, and then this kind of faction that hated Dracula and was trying to hunt him down,
right.
And so there was like a whole vampire war going on.
Right.
I thought that was really kind of a cool thing. I'd love to see that in the movies.
Yeah.
Vampire war.
Nothing is impossible in Marvel world.
Yep.
As we've seen.
Again.
I mean, we're getting Secret Wars. So I'm just like, all right, cool. What else am I gonna get? Like, Beta Ray Bill and Squirrel Girl. I'm telling you right there. Like, have them both in the same movie. It would make fine. It makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, like, it's kind of Marvel-y. Morbius got pushed back again. But like,
which one?
Morbius got pushed back.
Morbius.
But like a week or something like that.
Right.
It was like it was like they got pushed back again. Like, oh man, how long this time? It's like a week.
Like, I don't understand how they
okay
do these things, but oh well.
So
I can't wait for Morbius though. And if they, I mean, like, it seems little by little, Sony and Disney are getting on the same page as having a shared universe.
They might as well.
So, like, having Morbius and Blade in the same universe.
That's what reminded me of it. Blade, talking about Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, Sony. You want to make money, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
What a better way than to just, like, continue that partnership with Marvel and just keep making Spider-Man universe movies, but then bring it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then you have even more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, in our last piece of Marvel news, Disney has released a video highlighting cast members in their costumes for Avengers Campus, which is opening on June 4th, and I'll be there a few days afterward at Disney California Adventure. Um, this, I think that these costumes look super cool.
I mean, if I worked there, I'd want to wear them.
Yeah, I would. I think that the best one is the shawarma guy.
I was going to say, the shawarma dude.
The shawarma dude.
The guy who they have modeling it looks so happy to be.
Yeah. We'll post a link for these photos, which also has a YouTube video. So that way you can take a look at them. But there's some really kind of fun costumes and a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
Because they have one for Web, and that they look like the kind of hip crew.
Yeah,
and
that one. This is like, you know, what it looks like. It looks like 80s / 90s. I don't know, like Nickelodeon wear.
Disney
like,
Disney Channel,
like the Mickey Mouse Club attire thing,
mm-hmm.
right? The problem is some of those things, like the hats and stuff. I'm like, I kind of want to buy it, but since it is like the costume of the cast members, they won't sell it. They'll sell like a different version of things. Because I really like the hat, the Web hat, and the actually all their hats.
I know. Oh, I want so much merch there. I don't know how much I'll be able to get, but I can't wait to see the merch. All right, so then the PIM test kicks in. The people look like they're dressed in scientist outfits, which is kind of fun.
I want that pocket protector.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll sell those.
But, oh my god, they had something. I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's Disney, so they want to sell everything. But because it's part of someone like a cast member's costume, they try to stay away from confusing guests. So
yeah,
you know, there'll be something. I hope. You know, with the video, I think what's cool is that not only we get to see the costumes, then we got to see a little bit of the actual area. Because one part I did not know how it was going to look was the Sanctorum.
Yeah, I know, because it's so different from everything else.
Yeah, right. Like it's just. And now we gotta look at it. It looks very mystical.
Yeah.
Like that's my other. I think that one, like the Mickey Mouse Club costume.
Yeah.
For Web, and then I like the. The shawarma guy is cool, but I mean, like, honestly, I think the Sanctorum costume looks very like.
That's what I was going to ask you. Of these costumes, which one would you want to wear?
That one, because like it looks monk-like at the same time ninja-like.
Yeah, very, very, very like mystical, magical.
Yeah.
Mystery tour.
I just wear that and just like keep moving my arm in a circle everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And get a sling ring somewhere.
The only one that I thought was kind of was Terran Treat. It just looks like somebody with a apron on, like a purple apron.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I'm like, eh. But other than that, all of them look really kind of neat.
Soon. You'll be there. What, the 7th and 8th?
The 7th and 8th
of June, and I'll be there like 10 days later. So
yeah,
you get to see that. So that's cool. But yeah, looking forward to Marvel, spending money on more Marvel stuff. Because of course,
I just hope that they have more merchandise than what they had in Guardian store.
I mean, they're gonna have to I mean, there's so many different things. Like, you know, that it's felt a lot of Spider-Man stuff. Like even just the web spider bots.
Mm-hmm.
That one I know for sure. I need to buy.
Yeah.
When I go there, because and then whatever design choices they have, I hope they don't like sell out of those things.
I know, because I want the Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I can't get them both at the same time. Otherwise, I'm going to spend my entire budget on Spider-Bots.
All the spider bots.
Yeah. Anyway, well, cool. Coming up soon. 1 month from tomorrow. It's me going, but less than a month for it to actually open.
Yeah, it opens up on June 4th.
Right. All right, so now in Lucasfilm news, the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser launches in 2022 at Walt Disney World, and they are going to have a first glimpse at the real lightsaber, which we talked about before here on this channel. And what are your thoughts? My thought is really quickly, how can we get rich?
Well, I am rich.
So that we can...
The question is, how do we get how do we get wealthy?
How do we become financially wealthy to get on this bucket? Because
we need more followers and stuff so they invite us over.
Right. Exactly.
Which means what's this, you know, when the pandemic hit, you know, we had plans, like Tom and I had plans on doing a show dedicated to Disneyland and going through the history, and like, you know, we'd go to the parks, do a lot of videos of it, but then we would also treat it like it's a History Channel show, right? Because Tom lived all of his life here, and he knows a lot of stuff, and he has a lot of stuff, like memorabilia and stuff that we're going to dive into, and we were going to treat every episode like a different kind of Travel Channel / sci-fi show. Like the Haunted Mansion show is supposed to look like an episode of like Ghost Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Tomorrowland or something was supposed to like somewhere like it's supposed to be like Ancient Aliens.
Right.
We just wanted to make it look different, but still talk about Disney, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But necessitating us going to the park. And those plans have been put on hold until we figure out what their pass situation is going to be, which might not come until the end of the year, from what I heard.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
But that's why, like, that'll be probably our number one way to get in, is to be invited by Disney.
Yeah, definitely.
But otherwise, I don't know. One day. Hopefully. One day
we'll get on this.
Yeah.
It's going to be really expensive at first, but I'm sure that as time happens, it'll
a lot of people complain like, "Just a hotel." I'm like, it's not just a hotel.
No.
It's like you are paying for like a 2 full day experience.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like going on a cruise. So if you think about it that way, but everything is supposed to be like included, like it's all inclusive thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everyone, and the difference is like everyone has to be in character. Like all the employees have to act like they are on a Star Cruiser. So that's what's different about being from a cruise, because a cruise, you know, it's a ship, so whatever. Like I'm assuming everyone from the captain down to like janitorial staff, you know, your food preparers, servers, housekeeping, all kind of have to act like they're on a Star Cruiser.
Yep.
I'm curious about their excursion to Galaxy's Edge, because it's not connected, so you have to travel from the Star Cruiser to Galaxy's Edge somehow, but also
Yeah.
still be immersed in the experience. So I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of bus, but like all the windows are like screens, and it looks like you're in a shuttle or something.
Mm-hmm. I think
Um,
so.
you know, which if you've ever been to uh, the Harry Potter land in Universal, Florida, the
Yeah.
train that goes back and forth from Hogsmeade to uh,
Diagon
Diagon
Alley.
Alley. The train ride is an experience because it's like the train from Harry Potter, where all the screens, all the windows are screens, so there's stuff going on the screens, and it looks like you're traveling through English countryside.
Yeah.
But then there's like witches
Yeah,
on
it really feels like
broomsticks,
you're on the train.
and even like when like in the movie the Dementors show up, and then all of the glass frosts over and whatever, you see shadows. That happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd imagine
Yep.
it's going to be something very similar to that.
Yeah.
Or at least I would hope it's something similar to that.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, like I thought when we first saw the patent for this lightsaber, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, this has got to be a Galactic Cruiser thing.
Yeah.
And it
I think
is.
so.
I mean, it looks. I heard about this thing like 2-3 years ago, because they showed the first prototype around then to a very select audience, and like one of the people I follow was talking about it, and it's like I held a lightsaber. Like
Mm-hmm.
it held. You press a button, all of a sudden there's a light blade that comes out. So, you know, I'm just curious, like, from
Angel says it would be kind of scary to see something like that.
see which part. So then there's a delay.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm not sure.
Harry
Which
Potter
part are
stuff?
you talking about, Angel?
Harry Potter stuff? Or
Oh, maybe the Dementors, yeah.
yeah, it was a cool experience though. But what was I talking about? Lightsaber. Like I don't know. I doubt it's going to be as durable, the blade, as my the ones you buy.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it looks like in the patent is that it's kind of like similar to what like a tape measure is like.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think the blade is like I don't think you're gonna be smacking it on things. So I think it's more for the effect.
Oh, like the shadows on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you sit in your little train cabin like in the movies, and the
Mm-hmm.
doors are closed, but like the outside screen that's a window is a monitor or whatever, but it looks like outside. But then the door, to the whatever you call it, the aisle, is closed, but it's like kind of frosted glass. But then you can
Mm-hmm.
tell when the Dementors are coming because it gets cold, and you see the frost kind of go on the glass, and then you see people moving back and forth, like they project shadows on it somehow.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting and wet. And if you ever do go, you got to go both ways because it's a different experience going from one
Yeah.
to the other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Yeah, I didn't realize how durable those lightsabers were. Um, because I was watching this video of these people like actually trying to beat up this lightsaber, and they ran over it with a car, and they like hit these bricks, and the blade literally bent and in half, but then straightened up and was perfectly fine. It was crazy.
I mean, I have stunt sabers that I bought for a film shoot once. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but those blades are way more durable than the ones you get at Galaxy's Edge. The ones you buy at like Galaxy's Edge shouldn't be as durable as those ones.
Yeah. I
But
think those are.
because I know they're not.
Yeah, no, they're not.
No. So I wouldn't try to mimic that with the sabers from Star Wars land. But like some of the third party sellers sell blades that are super durable. The drawback to those is that because of it, like they're a little bit duller than the other ones because there's a little bit more material to it. That's why the Galaxy's Edge ones I don't think would be that durable because they're a lot brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those blades are a little more expensive. But I needed it for choreography, and I needed people to actually hit things with it.
Yeah.
So I know those can take a beating because I put it through a beating. So
pretty cool.
But these sabers like for cosplay would be amazing because then you can just hang it on your belt, and then for like pictures and stuff, you can like.
Right. You don't have to like hold on and then like connect it.
Yeah, like let me somehow magically.
Let me put my.
And there's nowhere to put that blade. That's not awkward. Like
right.
You have your hilt on your belt, but then you have this like carrying case for your blade over your shoulder, like it's a rifle bag. So it's weird, and that's the only drawback to it. Is either you have to wear it on your belt as part of your costume, not have the blade with it, or you carry around that whole thing with the blade, or somehow you carry around a blade for no apparent reason, and that also kind of takes you out of it detracts from the costume if you have to carry around something to hold your blade. Right. Though there are some cosplayers like I've seen at Comic-Con that have like handlers, so they would probably be the ones that hold the blade while you walk around and people take pictures of you. One day, I'll make you be my handler. Just put this in your little, what do you call them? Your scooter thing.
Yeah.
And stick this in the back.
Yeah, just stick it in the back.
That will make your scooter into a tauntaun or something.
Angel said that it would be super cool to have one of those. Not the biggest fan of Star Wars, but this is definitely amazing. Yeah, it's going to revolutionize the whole thing.
Yeah.
The laser thingy. The laser thingy.
Yep, the laser thingy.
All right. Well, moving on, there have been new set photos from the Andor television program for Disney Plus. And again, we'll put the links to the photos. There isn't much to see. It's just pretty much stormtroopers standing on a building, and then this different props and things like that. But what did you think of them?
I mean, it's at this point it's pretty much standard. And it's weird that it's like, but like more of these photos are starting to pop up. And what's funny is that like there are two shows going on that we know of, Andor and Obi-Wan. And I think we reported on some set photos before, and we said it was one or the other, and I think it turned out to be actually the other show.
Oh yeah,
can't remember which one. I think we said it was Andor, but it was actually from Obi-Wan. Like there's different productions going on in around, I think,
right
around there.
Yeah, we did show something that we said was Andor, so maybe that's Obi-Wan. Yeah. Sometimes we can't always get it right, peeps. All right. Well, the last story that we have is Moses Ingram, who has been cast in the Obi-Wan series, showed off some of her lightsaber training And again, we'll put a link to her Instagram. And yeah, it's fun watching these training videos. Like also we saw the training video of Oscar Isaac for Moon Knight,
Yeah.
and just in general, it's kind of cool to see what they go through to get themselves ready for these roles.
I mean, the big thing takeaway from this is we know she's gonna have a lightsaber. Like, we don't know who her character is. We still don't know who her character is, but now,
Yeah.
like, we knew that Ewan McGregor was training with lightsabers. That was another story we had a week or two ago. Mm-hmm. So we knew he was gonna have a fight, and people assumed because Kathleen Kennedy said, I mean, we also know that Hayden Christensen is in it, so Darth Vader is going to be in the show some way. Continuity-wise, it wouldn't make sense for them both to meet and have a fight.
Yeah.
But a lot of people assume that, well, that means it's probably going to fight Darth Vader. But, my thing is, I think he's going to fight Inquisitors. Yeah. So I think now I don't think she's playing I don't think she's going to be playing like a Jedi. Though she might. Like another wayward Jedi. Yeah. But, it could be that she's an Inquisitor, which is a fallen Jedi.
Yeah.
That works for Darth Vader. So
yeah.
That would make more sense for them to meet, or maybe more of them. So...
Yeah. Sorry, Angel's making me laugh in the comments. She's lightsaber. That's the name of the thing. Laser thingy. I'm just amused by laser thingy.
So I'm gonna call it that from now on.
Yeah, the laser thingy.
Check out my laser thingies behind me.
Anyway. Yeah, so it's very cool. This actually discussion has got me thinking something we haven't talked about. Bad Batch. What do you think?
Yes, the Bad Batch. I really liked it, and it was surprising, and I have thoughts. So it's one of the things where I'm considering just doing a reaction-ish discussion about it.
Mm-hmm. You should.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
I probably will. So I had to watch it again for my thoughts, but I really liked it. Obviously there's I don't want to spoil it, but she's been in the trailers, so it's not really spoiling, but there's a new character in there, and I immediately love her story. But then I have so many theories.
Right.
And how seemingly interconnected this series can be. When they first said, "Oh, the new animated story show is going to be Bad Batch," I'm like, really? We're still going to go with clones and stuff again? Like, I wanted something that was going to take place in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, or something way in the past, or something way in the future, some era we had never been in. But and the first episode's an hour and a half long, so it's really 3 episodes in one. But they played better than, say, the Clone Wars movie, which was the first 3 episodes of the Clone Wars series. Yeah, this felt more like an actual movie than anything. And what's it called? The way they're tying it into other things, it already ties into Rebels. It can possibly tie into the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And I think they fleshed out, in the one episode, they fleshed out the Bad Batch characters, all of them, better than the arc they had in season 7.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I pre-ordered all their Black Series figures, so they're on their way whenever those come out. But I want now an Omega thing, and I have a feeling we're gonna see her again in another series.
Yeah.
As, you know.
I like the fact that Kira says, yes, Bad Batch, 70 plus minutes of fitness.
Right?
Yeah. The I also like the fact that they had Caleb do. What's his name? Caleb Dune?
Doom. D-U-M-E.
Doom. Yeah, Doom.
Yeah.
In there, who we know is Kanan Jarrus.
And we got to see
Rebels.
an animated version of Depalaba.
Yep.
Which I don't know if people know that she was part of the Jedi Council in Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't remember if she has any lines, but she was on the council then. But like, there's a little controversy with that scene because in the comic, the Kanan comic, it happened a little bit differently.
Right.
But,
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I wonder like how many people are going to, complain about the fact that this is different. But
I mean, it's not like it's not the first time. Like the Ahsoka book played her moments from Siege of Mandalore differently than they happened in the cartoon.
Right.
And I think really like the comics, the books, and probably even the video games are kind of like even when George Lucas was in charge of things, there were levels of canon, right? There was the movie canon, and everything else fell into levels of like, well, it's kinda, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way to look at these stories, and including legends and stuff, is just like any kind of history or rich, any kind of stories about the past and history. Like some things get exaggerated, some details get missed or changed over time. Like the legend of Robin Hood is told differently, but essentially it's the same story.
Yeah.
In one version he's a fox, in another version he's Russell Crowe.
Right.
And things like that. Right? It's the same story. It just the details could be changed, but
mm-hmm.
the main story of what happened to Kanan/Caleb is the same.
I thought it was it's the same concept, and I think that it was, like if you watch Rebels and his distrust of the stormtroopers, you got a sense of why he had that distrust from this. Like I thought it was palpable, this scene that they had there.
Yeah, my only thing was like it sounded weird because he's still a kid, but he sounded like Freddie Prinze Jr. like 40-something-year-old Freddie Prinze Jr.
Right.
And I feel
was it Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, it was Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I'm like, he didn't even raise his voice a little bit higher or something to make him sound just a little bit younger. No, it was pretty much Freddie Prinze Jr. of today. And I don't know if there's like because they wanted to make sure that people knew it was Freddie Prinze Jr. Reprising his role or not, but it was a little jarring. But then I got over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I will film a little short version of like my thoughts on it. So I guess look for that soon.
Definitely. Well, yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. So just a good, as Kira says, 70 plus minutes of goodness.
And luckily, we won't have to wait much longer for the next episode because that's if you stay up till midnight or tomorrow. It's the next. episode.
Tonight, right?
Yeah, because it's normally a Friday show, so it's the second episode comes out at midnight tonight. So.
Oh, I'm gonna watch. I'll be watching.
I have a feeling who they're going to go. Well, again, I don't want to spoil anything, so I have a feeling I know what the next episode is, and if it's what I think it is, I am super, super, super excited.
Nice. Yeah, I have no idea. So,
I mean, it really goes. into the Clone Wars series, and a lot of, I don't know if like deep cuts, but like, it's one of those arcs or like episodes that might be forgettable to some people because it doesn't have a big impact on the whole story, but
yeah,
it's one of those things I remember. So I'm like, what? Are they doing this? And tying everything, all these kind of loose ends, and like, I really enjoying this story of, and you really feel, I'll say this, you really feel the transition from Clone Wars, the Republic era, to the Empire era in this show, in that one episode. I mean, it's a 70-minute episode, but you feel it. It's so, when you look at the clones from the Clone Wars, they're heroes. And then all of a sudden, just like the title sequence, that showed in the trailer too, it's like Clone Wars, and then burns away to reveal the Bad Batch. Like, that era is done, and now we have a new era of the rise of the Galactic Empire.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that it stars really one person, D. Bradley Baker,
right,
as the Bad Batch. Like, I sit there and I'm watching it, and I remember this is the same dude. This is one guy doing all this,
all the voices, yeah,
right. Not only the Bad Batch, but like all the clone troopers. Like,
right.
I don't know how he does it. That guy, if he doesn't have an Emmy, he needs an Emmy.
Yeah, he needs an Emmy.
He needs something, because like,
he needs a Disney legend.
Oh, he definitely needs a Disney legend. I mean, the series is him, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He did all that.
Like, I imagine,
carrying the platypus.
Like, I literally imagine him in this like multi-microphone setup, and going from one mic, knowing that this mic is for Wrecker, this mic's for Hunter, this mic is for, and he just keeps going like, and just talks to himself, kind of.
Yeah.
But I am really curious how they record his parts. If they do it in, order of the script, or does he do like Hunter's parts first? So he's in the Hunter mode, and then he goes into Wrecker, and then he goes into Tech, and he goes into Echo, and he goes into Crosshair, and then he goes. I think it would be easier to do.
I think it would be easier to do character by character, because I this is just me talking, because I would get confused personally.
Right, but I mean, that's his.
But he's
also been doing it for
years.
Over 10 years. Like, how long has it been? Probably over 10 years by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's never had to carry a series with 5 very different characters. It's not only that they're different; they all sound different.
Yeah, they do. I mean, like, you literally think that you're listening to 5 different people.
Yeah, which is amazing. So, I'm with that's the first episode. I'm already like, yep, I'm in. Let's do this. Bring on those next 15, 16 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of our episode. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you enjoyed yourself, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and just smash that like button. And everybody that's in the chat, please go and smash that like button for us. You can always reach us on Twitter at CCC Disney Uni, on Instagram at Castles, Capes, and Clones, and visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. You can reach me personally on Twitter at Lojav, and on Instagram at Loren Javier. How about you, Rich?
You reach me at R2 Romasanta on both Instagram and Twitter.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed on today's Vlogcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will see you later. Bye.
Yep. Catch y'all on the flip side.
Oh.